Afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome. We are also broadcasting live on the Limitless YouTube channel today, and we got a great call lined up. Super excited to be here with our good friend.
Afternoon,
Dr.
good evening,
Eric.
everybody. Welcome.
Hold on, let me mute that YouTube video with our good friend,
This
Dr.
happens
Eric
every time.
Nepute. And for those of you that were with us in Dubai, or you've seen the video, Dr. Eric's session in Dubai was the most talked about, the most sought after session of the whole event. We've got some exciting news that we're going to be announcing this week, as well as some big news and information today about the Inner Athlete program. And we got some exciting things happening. So, guys, it's going to be a great call today. So, Edward, Ilya, good to see you guys. Dr. Eric, good to see you, brother.
Good to be here, everybody. I'm excited. It's going to be fun.
Good to see you guys.
Absolutely. All right. We're going to give it about another minute here. Let everybody get in. Just a reminder that we do have the live interpretations today. So make sure that you click on the interpretation link on the Zoom, and you can choose your language as well. All of the languages will be recorded and available for playback also. But man, what a great time we had in Dubai. What an amazing event. Incredible momentum coming out of that event with the Blockchain Sports Project. And today, guys, we're going to be talking about one of the categories within the ecosystem with Dr. Eric Nepute, and that's the sports science and health technology category. And I'll tell you what, if there's ever been a field, Dr. Eric, you pulled us into this world many months ago, and what a fascinating world that's evolving at record speeds right now, and that's health technology, and it's just mind blowing. And it's crazy because when you look at what's I guess mainstream, and then you look at what's available,
right?
There's a gap. There's this massive gap of available science and technology versus what has made it mainstream. And it's phenomenal what's taking place. So man, we're excited to learn more today, bro.
Yeah, I'm excited to share with everybody because you're right. There's never been such an advancement in technology that is really ready for us to utilize to help our athletes, to reduce injury, to really change the game. And like I've always said, the days of athletes relying on their just God-given athletic potential, that's not it anymore. We've got to be able to use science. And what's so cool about what we have in Inner Athlete and what we're bringing to the table is we now have the ability to measure what used to be the unknown, right? We can now take the unknown and make it known and refine it. And what's so cool about this is we're able to literally tap into the blueprint, our God-given potential blueprint, like what we have inside of our body to just expand upon for maximum production. Now we can look at the genetics and the nutrition and the sleep and how really to make, our athletes have the absolute best careers possible, and then longevity for them. And I tell you what was amazing, and I'll shut up because I get super excited about this, but what was so exciting to me was in Dubai, all the footballers that came up to me after the presentation and said, if I would have had this when I was playing, man, I might still be playing now, or I would have so much of a different experience. And that's what I'm excited that we're bringing to the ecosystem. And when we talk about some of the technology that we're talking about today, Jeremy, it's just the tip of the iceberg of what's possible, because it truly is limitless what we're going to be doing together.
It's incredible. And it's not just for athletes either. I think that's one of the things we're fascinated and with is how these breakthroughs. And say, I remember just when Edward, Ilya, and I went to your clinics, and we met with you, and the ability to do the brain scans, and it was so incredible because you could literally on a scientific level see the difference in our three different personalities, right? Like Edward's brain scan was like a monk, like a meditating monk.
Exactly.
so peaceful and like whatever. And mine was pretty intense and like hyper focused, and like you could see on the brain scans these different energies, right?
Yeah.
You're the first doctor we've ever been to that actually put our blood under a microscope. Like
Yeah,
that was
yeah,
fascinating.
yeah.
It was just incredible, right?
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
even like the genetic and the DNA testing, I mean, it was incredible to be able to see, wow, these gene defects exist, or this is the right kind. Like for me, for example, I've been taking the wrong kind of vitamin B my entire life, right?
Yeah.
Because the DNA showed that I need to be taking a specific form of vitamin B in order for my body to receive it, right? So
Yeah.
just crazy applications for
Yeah.
people's lives. And I mean, even Edward this morning was like, I want to take the test again because I want to see, am I supposed to be sleeping? Am I one of those people that's supposed to sleep 5 to 6 hours?
Yeah, yeah,
Or am
yeah.
I one of the people, because he naturally sleeps very little, right?
Yeah.
But I remember you telling us that just from DNA testing, we can tell you how much sleep you should be getting. Some people should only be getting 6 hours. Some
Yeah.
people should be getting 8 to 9 hours, depending
Yeah.
on their DNA, right? So
Yeah.
it's just fascinating. We want to remind everyone, don't miss the Vegas event. We've got some big announcements. Dr. Eric is going to be with us at this event. We're going to be announcing what we believe is the most disruptive project that the industry has ever seen. It's going to be in Las Vegas at the Orleans Arena. So a lot of people have been asking, what's the venue? What's the location? You're wanting to book rooms and flights. It's the Orleans Arena. The actual event is going to be on the 17th, although we're looking at a pre-party potentially on the 16th as well. So it's really just plan on the weekend, the 16th, 17th, and 18th. It's going to be an amazing time in Vegas. The venue has a 9,000 person capacity. We believe that we will fill the venue up. And we'll be putting the website up this week with ticket registration. You can choose any hotel that you want. We don't have a host hotel for this event, but we will be putting some links to hotels on the website, also with some room block options. So all of that will be coming out this week. But August the 17th, guys, in Las Vegas, you want to be there. It's going to be a epic event. And we promise you what we're preparing for next is going to absolutely just shock this entire industry. So don't miss that. So Edward, Ilya, a lot of big things happening right now.
Yeah, Jeremy, I'm thinking about this is the most important part of blockchain sports, like this part, the health, because it's as we were talking about the health and this and that, and people might think like, how does it related to this? It's probably the most important for the whole business, because the scouting, how you choose the right people, right? How make sure they play longer. And when we do football transfers and everything, make sure this increases in talking and everything. As we speak, guys, this is, in my opinion, and I know this is after you hear everything, it's going to be also your understanding and opinion and agreement that this is the most important part of the whole business, that what we're doing.
And this category right now, you can unlock this category at the $25,000 package, right? This category is unlocked, but this category actually benefits every single person who owns the nodes, no matter what package you're at, because this is a massive data category, right? We're talking about implementing a program. And by the way, guys, right now, they're coming out of the woodworks. I mean, we have entire countries right now that have approached inter-athlete and blockchain sports and said, we want to bring this protocol into all of the clubs in our country. And we have multiple countries requesting that. We have clubs from all over the world who have been reaching out saying, we want this protocol. We want this inter-athlete program in our system. We want to use this health technology. And so we believe that this inter-athlete is the future of medicine for athletes. It's the future of health and nutrition for athletes. And imagine all of that also being placed on the blockchain, on the Athleta blockchain, that literally that data, that scouting platform, all of that taking place in a decentralized blockchain environment of data. So this is massive for everyone who is a part of this project, who owns the nodes. And then really for those that are at that $25,000 package, and we've got some exciting announcements we're going to be making this week, because we're gonna open access up to more people to this category. But this is a powerful project that's life changing. So, Dr. Eric, tell us a little bit, man. You've shared with us that this has been a long time. This is not a startup. This is something you guys are currently doing inter-athlete in many different sports around the world. And this has been really many years of your life's work, along with your team. You have literally a dream team of some of the best doctors and scientists in the world. So tell us a little bit about the history of this and why this is such a passion for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first of all, I mean, it goes all the way back to my own passion. You know, I was a former American football player in high school and college. And you know, I was always fascinated with the human body, and always fascinated in how can a 5'10", you know, not the fastest guy on the football field, compete with people that have better physical abilities. Well, when I was young, I learned how to essentially biohack my body with supplements and exercise. You know, 30 years ago, let's just say 20 plus years ago, when I was playing college sports, we didn't have sports enhancement like we do today. We didn't have specific training like there was. So supplements was kind of a new thing. You know, eating the right foods was kind of a new thing. Doing certain exercises was kind of new. And we were doing all of those so that we could have a competitive edge. Well, when I got into my practices, you know, and remember, my background's a little unique and different. So I have a background in, you know, Western medicine, you know, your conventional allopathic medicine. I also have a background in holistic medicine. And so I've combined all those things together with the neurology, the nutrigenomics, the lab testing, and the physical exercises to really help create maximal cell potential, which creates, you know, better athlete. Well, then what really changed the game for me was about 15 years ago. You know, my son, I have a son who's 18, almost 19 years old right now. And when my son was probably 18, 19 months old, he was taking a baseball with his left hand and throwing it like you couldn't believe. And I thought, oh, that's something I need to help work with. So we actually developed some sports enhancement programs to help our children maximize their potential, minimize their injury risk, and just give the best value we could. And that's when I really got into the world of wearable technology, advanced diagnostic tests, like you said, Jeremy, things that are actually out there but are not in clinical use. You know, and this is something that most people don't understand. There's technology that's out there that won't get implemented into, you know, a doctor near you within 5 to 10 years. I mean, that's how behind the eight ball, how slow implementation of healthcare is. So what we've done over the past 15, 18 years is cherry picked all of these beautiful, amazing pieces of technology. I've tested them, I've used them, I've vetted them out. And what we've done is we actually took, you know, all those pieces and put it in the puzzle. You know, there's a little bit of some of the science and technology that we use out there in the world today of sports enhancement, but nobody's ever taken it, put it all together, and like you said, put a dream team behind it. You know, we have some of the most researched doctors and scientists in the field of nutrigenomics on our team. Some of the most powerful doctors in the science and application of peptides and regenerative medicine and neuropsychology and sports psychology and sports nutrition and administration and all these things put into this, you know, beautiful thing. And I always say it's like making a pizza. You got to have all the right ingredients, and then you got to know how to cook it for the right time. Well, we've perfected that. Now it's time to take that and serve it to the Limitless community so we can take this to the world. So it's really quite amazing what we put together. But even better than that are the results that we've seen. I mean, we talked a little bit about in when we presented in Dubai. You know, the NFL, the National Football League's combine, uses our technology just for the brain application, just on the brain application, which is only one of multiple pieces of the puzzle that we're now bringing to the table. The NFL said, look, we normally fail when we do our scouting and our draft picks and sign our contracts. We normally fail 55% of the time. Okay. That's their standard. And they've been okay with that for the last, however many decades football has been around, American football. When they implemented just our brain component, that went from a 55% failure rate to a 17% failure rate. Now, which by the way, equates to massive amounts of increased production, savings of money. It makes them so much more money. It's not even funny. So to Edward's point, putting this inner athlete into our ecosystem increases the value of the athlete, increases the value of the NFT, will help with the value of the coin, will help with the entire ecosystem, because this is what puts gasoline on the fire to help this thing accelerate. So it's really exciting. And by the way, that 17% does not include, this gets me so excited. It doesn't include the genetic testing. It doesn't include the blood testing. It doesn't include some of the new brain mapping we've got. And it doesn't include the solutions. Man, we add that plus our global proprietary AI that goes with this. We know that that's going to go from 17 down to maybe 5, maybe even 3% of a failure rate. And think about what that equates to from a value standpoint. Yeah. It's limitless. So that's pretty cool if you understand that. You know what I mean?
That's insane. That is insane. I'm all into health and to sports and health and financial market, and this is like everything combination. It gets me so excited.
Brings it all together. What a powerful story for this for the blockchain world, for people who believe in decentralized data, right? For people who believe in transparency and whatever. Imagine all of this tying in. You have the player's journey, you have the player's metrics, you have their health and data at a whole nother layer, whole nother level, multiple layers of just powerful information that is relevant to that player, and then incorporating that into AI to aggregate that data and achieve powerful insight. And then having that data available and utilized in a blockchain environment, it's going to be really powerful, a powerful collaboration between InterAthlete and Athleta, which is the official blockchain of blockchain sports.
Let me add one more piece to that. So in the short term, exactly what you said is so powerful, right? But think about in the long term, we're going to be compiling all this data over months, years, and decades. Well, this data that we're going to have that's going to be months and years down the road compiling, the more data we get in the AI, the more specific we can get the answers to questions that we ask it. And think about what the information is going to be long-term for people. Some of the big concerns that parents have about their children participating in sports at a young age is what's their risk of injury as they get older? What's their body going to be like? What kind of, breakdown of their joints and their body and their brain can happen? What if we can mitigate those risks from happening long-term? What if we can help people reduce their expense long-term for healthcare? What does that do not just to that individual, but what does that do to the economy that those individuals live in? I mean, this is something that literally could benefit not just athletes, not just, moms, dads, and everybody else, but the global community of healthcare, reducing healthcare costs and improving outcomes. Think about how big of a deal that could be. And we together are going to be creating those data sets that have truly limitless potential with them as well. So that's powerful stuff if you think about it.
It's incredible. I was thinking when you were telling the story there, Liz, when you were an athlete, a young athlete, and I remember, playing sports, as well in high school and college. Man, our supplementation was Wheaties and Gatorade, right? It was eat your Wheaties and drink your Gatorade. And we were playing video games with these old remote controls, right? The world has changed. The world has evolved, especially as it relates to health technology. Dr. Eric, I know you've said people are literally using the technologies and the nutrition you have. They're reversing their aging, not just looking younger, but literally on a cellular level. With blood work, etc., they're getting younger. This is what's happening right now in the world of science. And I mean, there's no telling where we're going to be 20 years from now, but we are in front of this right now in the biggest way possible.
Well, speaking of some of the technologies, if you guys are cool that I actually have a little PowerPoint, I'll show a couple slides of that technology so people can see that, because Jeremy, you're so spot on with that. I mean, when people understand, let me see if this pulls up here. Okay. You guys see the slides?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. So if we think about this, you know, with it's just a new era. Like you said, it's a new era of sports and sports performance. And the reality of it is that elite performance truly is in our DNA. And these are some of the metrics and things that we're able to now measure. Like it's so cool to be able to take the unknown and make it known. You know, we're going to be doing molecular performance. Somebody might say, what is molecular performance? We can actually measure something in your DNA called a single nucleotide polymorphism, which is known as a SNP. And I want to make sure that people understand we're not measuring gene defects. What we're measuring are changes in your DNA, which everybody has this. We call them dirty genes. And I'm going to give you an analogy. It's a very American analogy, and I hope it translates for everybody to understand. Is, you know, your DNA. Think about your life like a gun. Okay, your DNA loads the gun. Okay, the DNA is what you're born with. That DNA doesn't change. Those SNPs don't change. That's just normal genetics that we have to adapt and live with. But your lifestyle is what pulls the trigger that causes the problem. So if we can identify the lifestyle that you should live to maximize your genetic function, that's what molecular performance is. So literally, it's not focusing on just the end result of the athlete. It's focusing on the cells and the genetic application, which is really what all functional health and nutrition is. We're able to measure in real time reaction of an athlete. This is actually one of the coolest things that we've been able to come up with is, you know, people say a lot of times about athletes, you know, that person has an amazing vision of the field, or they have eyes in the back of their head, or they just have a sense of the game, or their football IQ is high. Well, how do you measure that? We have the ability with the brain reaction time testing and et cetera to measure those things in real time for that individual athlete. We can measure their ability to focus. I mean, think about this. If you have a potential athlete that has all the tools to be an amazing physical athlete, but they lack the ability of mental focus and function, we can now, through certain technologies and techniques, help that coach relate to that player better so they can get maximum outcome out of the focus of their brain. And we all know that elite athletes have just an ability, not just elite athletes, but elite performers in business, in life, and etc., have that ability to laser beam focus, which, like Jeremy, when we did your brain scan, I mean, I giggled because I was like, wow, this guy like has the ability for the brain to think in so many different dimensions, but he's like a sniper rifle focus as well. Like that's what we can measure with his brain activity. And it's really kind of cool because I love looking at physiology. I have a saying that we say all the time is that we test, we don't guess. Physiology doesn't lie, right? It's so cool because we can look at your genes, we can look at your brain, we can look at your biohealth metrics, your nutrition and your sleep. You don't have to tell me anything about you. I can tell you about you based off of your cellular and genetic function. That to me is super cool. And like these are the things that we're bringing to the table because it's literally a new frontier for performance science. And understanding the role of DNA in training is so powerful. So let me show you a couple. Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, that's incredible.
So what if I told you, and I said this the other day, so what if I told you that we can send a footballer an easy to take really package of an at-home test to fully assess their own specific gene impact on their game performance and overall health and well-being. And that's what we've created. And additionally, we can help these footballers understand, you know, how their brain is wired and how to interpret their visual stimuli and how to help them make better split decision seconds. And I mean, think about this. One of the things that I love looking at, especially on the football pitch, penalty kicks. You guys are familiar with penalty kicks, yeah? Well,
Yeah.
think about this. It's literally the goalie has to have that split second. Am I going left, right, up, down? What am I going to do? And we can measure the brain's impulse decision making and split decision focus to see, all right, if his reaction time is a little slower than it should be, we do X, Y, and Z, nutrition, sleep, and therapeutic, and we can improve that. And by the way, this type of technology is already being used with National Football League players and Major League Baseball players and MLS soccer players. We've even used this with military training with fighter pilots and police officers and other professional sports leagues. So it's really super cool. And when we put all that with the real-time football training, we can bolt this technology that InterAthlete has with truly any type of physical sports performance program that's out there. And putting all those together is, like I said, it's that perfect recipe for the best pizza on the planet, right? And we've got all these amazing tests that we do. In fact, let me scroll up to this one. This is really the formula. So we can do a comprehensive DNA report. And these DNA reports look at over 200 individual SNPs of the athlete. We can measure real-time monitoring of the athlete. What if I told you that there was technology that when a player is on the soccer pitch, we can measure, like, for example, their knee joint when they're running. We can see if that knee is hinging like it's supposed to. If there's a 2 to 3 degree rotation in that hinge joint, which is abnormal for that footballer, we can now tell that coach, hey, that player has a knee injury that they don't know about, or that they're maybe not doing the right exercise and rehab for. And we can then signal what that person should do to fix that and to prevent injuries. Like, this is a total game changer. And we also have the optimized rest and recovery. Like, this is the thing that has really helped so many of our athletes that we've explained this to. Your body heals when it sleeps. And if you're not getting the sleep that your own body is blueprinted and programmed for, like you said, Edward is and I'd have to look at his genetic test again and see where he's at. But, like a lot of us, we don't sleep as much as we should because we're busy in life. But what if we needed, instead of 6 hours of sleep, 8 or 10 hours of sleep to recover as an athlete? We can tell that athlete how to overcome that. And let's say that athlete doesn't have the time in the day to get 6 to 8 hours. We have technology that we can use to literally tap into the brain mechanics and help that athlete get 4 to 6 hours equivalency of a power nap in 15 to 20 minutes of doing a therapy. So it really is like space level technology that's out there that we're giving to our athletes.
It's powerful. And on a club level, and I want everyone to understand why this conversation is so important. This is where clubs, academies, leagues, etc., are seeking out InterAthlete, saying we want this protocol inside of our club. And guys, they have to pay a licensing fee. They have to pay for, right? It's a business, right? It's a business that's serving the sports industry. And again, for those who are participating in the Blockchain Sports Founders Program, if you're at that $25,000 tier, the whole category of sports science and health technology, every business project in that category, you participate in royalties from those categories. And this is the first project of all of the projects in the ecosystem. This is the first project that's ready to go live in the marketplace. Already, the doors are being knocked down. The people are chasing us right now to get their hands on this platform. And we're going to be making an announcement this week as well. So stay tuned for that, because we want everyone to have the opportunity to participate in this incredible project with InterAthlete. and the integration with the blockchain. I just want to reiterate that all of this data, all of this, it's so powerful to be in a blockchain environment. It's the first time in the world that that's going to have been done. So this is such a great collaboration, such an incredible project that we all get to be a part of. So Dr. Eric, I just wanted to, bring it around to connect it to what everyone has, because people are getting excited by watching this. Guys, you can actually participate in this and be a part of this project.
Jeremy, to that point, I'll tell you, after I gave the presentation in Dubai, one of the topics that really the footballers, the legends that were there were the most excited about was when I talked about, Inner Athlete is really more than just an in-game performance enhancement program. By the way, for every sport, we can help with this, but the platform is designed to really quantifiably improve really in-match performance. But more than that, we want to provide what we call a map. And that map is something that I know really synergizes with, our community. It's all about, the mentality of the athlete. We're able to now provide a cognitive profile and guidance from how to lead these people, how to coach them better, and sports psychology and athleticism. Obviously, that's the thing that most people know about is the drills and the nutrition and the targeted nutraceuticals, but the purpose, man. Like, that's what I'm super excited about, is we're going to be able to use this technology to mentally improve our athletes and anyone who participates in this. It's really goal-driven performance mindset for motivation and resilience. Like, we don't want to just create on-field superhuman athletes. We want to create better human beings. And if you think about this, especially in the football world, some of these kids that get pulled out of school, at the age of 10, 11, 12, and get put into academies. I mean, the opportunities are so powerful for them, but most of those clubs aren't putting in this goal-driven performance and motivation and resilience. And to me, this helps improve the quality of humanity. So it's so awesome when we talked about this, and this was really something that I don't think the footballers thought we were going to be putting in, but it was really such a powerful thing, because you guys all know the importance of that mental focus, that mental toughness, that clarity, that mindset and motivation, and the ability for resilience to overcome things that happen, negatively, if you will, in your life. So that's a huge part of what Inner Athlete provides to our athletes as well, which I think is super duper powerful,
Yeah. Amazing,
then,
bro.
It is. And then let me share this with you guys, and I'll answer any questions if there's any on this, but we're measuring over 200 different genes. And this is just one gene of many, many genes that we measure. And like, Jeremy, you mentioned that we found for you that, one of your health challenges was you did not have the right type of B vitamin. Well, we know that B vitamins are essential for brain function, cardiovascular function, for mental focus, clarity, for just having energy and sleeping well. I mean, it's a big deal. We need those B vitamins, but you had a gene that was out of whack a little bit called an MTHFR gene. The
I just call it the mother effort.
Dude, that's exactly what it is. And the majority of people have that gene, like 45 to 50% of the population have that gene imbalance. And all that means is that your genes just don't detoxify. Your body doesn't detox as well. And it can lead to all these symptoms.
Well, and Dr. Eric, I can tell you it did. And I've been on this journey of fighting a lot of these symptoms, right? I mean, I can tell you right now, systemic inflammation has always been a big one in my blood work. No matter how clean I was eating or thought I was living, that was there. ADHD, I mean, are you kidding? Like I've dealt with this, right? And it's been a positive because it's taught me how to become hyper focused, but it's been a challenge, right? The higher likelihood of anxiety, depression, and chronic fatigue. Chronic fatigue has been a curse in my life. Like, as much energy as I have, chronic fatigue has been one of my biggest health challenges. So I'm looking through this list going, this is crazy, right?
Yeah. And what's so cool is we're going to be able, and I really look forward to helping educate the community on every one of those individual little gene tests that we measure, because they're going to look at those and go, oh man, that's me, or oh man, that's our family, or whatever. Because trust me, everybody wants access to this technology, especially athletes. They're always looking for that edge. And like you said, think about this. If we have an athlete that we can get their focus better, their inflammation to go down, I mean, it's amazing. We can reduce the risk of joint injuries. Here, let me show you this. Let me show you this. This is actually really cool. So these are some of the most common injuries associated with football: concussions, wrist injuries, knee problems, ankle issues, calf problems. There are actually genes that we can measure that tell us if you have a higher likelihood of developing an injury to those areas. So let's say we've got, 100 kids in an academy, or maybe more, I don't know, but let's just use 100 of them. What if we were able to have, their team training workouts, which everybody does, but we can have individual exercises and what we call prehab, which is exercises to do to mitigate and reduce the risk of injuries like knee problems, hamstring issues, ankle issues, for those individual athletes that need it based off of their genes. That is a game changer. And the science is 100% correlated with all this. Like, to me, this is one of the secrets that inner athlete brings to the table that helps unlock the potential, of these athletes. And if we can explain to people the power of this, like it really truly is limitless, because overall health of football players, what they face to specific injuries in their sport is huge. And this was one of the things that the footballers that were in Dubai came and talked to me about afterwards was, man, my career ended because my knee went out, or my Achilles tore, or, my ankle was bad. And they said, you're telling me that you could have shown me that this was an increased risk for me, and I could have done certain things to mitigate that? And the answer is, yeah, we could have. So think about that for a minute, how powerful that is. It's pretty wild.
That's incredible. Dr. Eric, we've got about 20 minutes left. So if there's some certain slides that you want to make sure that we cover today, I just want to give you a heads up on that, because we got about 20 minutes.
Let me do this. Let me pull up one. There's a real specific slide that I want to show everybody. It's a video that I wanted to play. By the way, these are some of the cool technologies that we're bringing: nutrigenomics, brainware, rest and recovery technology, nanotechnology, optimized training, cell signaling recovery.
Dr. Eric, I just got to say something about the brainware tech. One of the brain devices that you turned me on to, I've never dreamed. I have not had dreams since I was a kid that I remember, that I interact with. And I just thought, oh, well, what it is, what it is. But when I started, literally the day I started using one of your brain technology wearable device at home, that night, for the first time in 20 years, I entered a vivid dream, and it literally started to wake up some mechanisms in my brain. So this stuff is real. Like it's actually pretty crazy. Edward, I see you laughing over there.
Yeah, because I remember you called me and you go like, dude, I'm dreaming. I got to call.
Yeah, Jeremy, think about this. Think about this from an athlete standpoint. So dreaming is visualization. Well, think about the power of an athlete to visualize. I mean, it's well known in sports psychology that if you visualize it, your brain does it, your body doesn't know if you've done it or not. If you visualize it, the brain still thinks that the whole body has done it. So these technologies we have help the body and the athlete and the mind visualize things better, which helps them improve their outcomes. I want to show it.
I gotta say this too, because again, we know what's coming in August at the Vegas event. You don't want to miss that event. But I really consider entrepreneurs the athletes of the economic world, right? Like the stamina that it takes to be an entrepreneur, the mental power, the energy that we exert on a daily basis to picture and visualize and tap into those things. It's really, entrepreneurs are the athletes of the economic world. And to be able to bring this type of science to the masses, to the world, is massive as well. That's all I'm going to say. Don't miss the August event. Go ahead, Dr. Eric.
Jeremy,
I want to
actually, this inner athlete, it's actually what makes a person limitless.
Yes.
Like the whole program, it makes all the footballers, and it's not footballers only, but everyone, us, we just like you said, entrepreneurs, and this is big.
Edward, We have limitless potential inside of us already. This inner athlete program allows us to tap into that potential of limitless possibilities. You're so right.
Exactly.
So I want to play, it's a quick 2.5 minute, 3-minute video that talks a little bit about the brain assessment. And it shows, this is literally our athletes taking the brain assessment. So I'd like to play this video if I could. And then I just want to, there's 2 more slides at the end I want to show that shows some of the things that we've been doing over the last 7 years just with this brain technology. So let me play this video real quick. Check this out.
Hey, Dr. Eric, go pause that video real quick. I think what you'll need to do is unshare your screen, and then when you go to share it again, there's a link there that says optimize for video.
Oh, okay. So let me do that. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that, guys.
That's all good.
Let me go here. Optimize for video.
Yeah, you'll see it at the bottom of that pop-up box. When you click on share screen, that's when you'll see it.
Yeah, I'm on it right now. Advanced. Let's see. Video. Let's see if I can make this work. If not, I'll send it.
Optimize for video clip.
Yeah, let's see if we can get that to work. Oh, man. Oh, yep. Let's try it. Better?
Yeah, now it's playing. There's no audio, but yeah, we can see it.
There's no audio? There's no audio, Jeremy?
There's no audio.
Okay, what I'll do then is this. I'll send this to you guys, and then what you can do is you can share the video with the community, okay? I apologize. Perfect. I can help with all these other problems, but technology is not my forte, so I apologize for that. But what I want to share is the fact that, like, okay, the social credibility of inner athlete is already so powerful. Like, we've already been using this in the National Football League, just bits and pieces of it. Professional baseball. We've got professional athletes that have been using this, that have allowed them to extend their professional careers. I'll give you a great example. One of my very close friends, a guy named Will Hayes, NFL football player, played defensive line for many football teams. And he had a genetic imbalance for knee problems. Well, he was getting ready to retire, and he was young, but he was retiring because his knee was bad. Well, we did the genetic profile, found out the best way to rehabilitate his knee, actually found out the reason why his knee was not rehabilitating. He had the same genetic imbalance, Jeremy, that you did with the MTHFR. He wasn't absorbing his minerals. We got that DNA test back. We overcame that. We taught him some exercise to do. He signed a 3-year extended contract for $10 million because of this test. I mean, think about that. Like that is huge, man. And I could tell you story after story after story.
It's a win situation for both sides, for footballer and for the club. So I was thinking when you're presenting back in the days talking about it, I was thinking like footballers might be scared to do this test because you might ruin their, I remember I asked you might ruin their field. They go like, oh, I better not take this test because what if I have some bad DNA or something? But it's actually the opposite. You showing this is
because we're not looking to see if they have diseases, right? We're looking to see how do we improve cellular function. And another phrase that we say all the time is the quality of your health is in direct proportion to the quality of the health of your cells. You see, your DNA tells your cells what to do. Your cells tell your tissues how to repair, how to respond, how to react, all those things. And then that makes the human a healthier, more tapped into their limitless potential. So we focus on the cellular and the genetic aspect. And man, the results we get downstream are just amazing. And the athletes love it because they're all looking, Edward, for that edge. How can I have that competitive edge to make them better? In fact, I've had, this is why we're bringing this to the Limitless community, because we've had professional organizations say, we want to own this, but we want to keep it just for us. Like, this is not a just for us deal. This is we need to take this and go global with all this stuff. And I believe that our community can do that together. So yeah, it's pretty cool. It really is.
Amazing. Okay,
So,
you want to show us a couple more slides? I think you said there's a couple of slides that you wanted to.
yeah, it was essentially, let's see, I'll pull this up one more time. It was essentially these here. You guys see the screen again?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So like here's a great example. This is a American baseball player that was an MLB catcher, Austin Nola. He saw massive statistical improvement just by doing 6 weeks of our cognitive therapies. His batting average went up 30%. Think about that for a minute. When in baseball, if you hit the ball, 3 times out of 10 at bats, you're in the Hall of Fame. We improved this guy's batting average by 30% and improved his slugging percentage, which is what a lot of these guys increase their payoff of, by 15%. This made this guy millions of dollars by just getting his brain, more adapt to his sport. And if you look at, we can measure timing control and impulse control. These are just scientific measurements that are absolutely powerful. I showed you guys this. Like, this is from the NFL Combine. This is a player. This is our brain score that we have with the athlete, and this is a first-round draft pick a fourth-round draft pick that had a very small signing bonus compared to this second athlete who had a huge signing bonus because he had better physical metrics. Well, this guy had almost equal physical metrics, but better brain metrics. And this guy then was able to get a $14 million contract extension, and that guy couldn't pass, the second round of his contract. So it's really, really powerful. Show you our little AI thing here. And this is what I think is amazing, is our proprietary AI, which is one of the tightest AIs that are out there. We're already using other iterations of this AI in the Department of Defense, in certain hospital settings in the United States of America. And we're able to measure the player's physicalities, track the player, track the outcome. We can test all of the things that we're testing, and then we can optimize them through therapeutics. And this algorithm does all of those things. So that is such a powerful component with the AI in itself, and optimizing the players through improved nutrition, improving their stats, reducing their risk of injury. Like, this is going to be a new stat that's going to be measured throughout all sports, is how can we reduce the risk of injury with these folks, and how do we improve their activities? This is the data I showed you with the NFL, their miss rate. With when we put our data in, we believe it's not going to be 10%. We don't think it's going to be 7%. We think it's going to be less than 5%. So look, I could go on and on and on about all the power that we do within our athlete. I just wanted to show you guys, these are already some of the trusted organizations that we're using just some of the pieces of InterAthlete with. And then look at this. These are all of the professional and collegiate organizations that we've used and vetted our technologies through. And we've got some of the most powerful elite athletes that have already using our technologies in America. And we just, cannot wait really to bring this to, to the InterAthlete platform with the Limitless community. So I'll shut up and answer any questions if you guys have, but I'm just so excited about this. I'm so excited about being in this with this community, because I know this community is what it's going to take this globally.
I love it. Well, I keep thinking three things. I keep thinking, wow, this is going to be so powerful on the digital side, right?
Yeah.
The blockchain side of this. Two, I'm thinking it's going to be so powerful in the NFT model when we have players that are coming through, going pro, signing their first contracts. We have fans that are sponsoring those players. To implement this type of protocol into their regimen is going to be massive for their valuation in the market as players and their potential. And then three, I just keep thinking this is powerful for athletes, but wow, we can take this to the world, right? I mean, entrepreneurs are the athletes of economics,
Yes.
and what we're launching in August together, it's gonna be the biggest project the world's ever seen, and so many things happening at one time. So, man, I'm pumped, Dr. Eric. This is incredible.
Well, I'll
I
tell
remember.
you,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead, please.
No, no, go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say that so am I. I mean, I'm very passionate about this, right? I mean, I'm very passionate about this, and our team behind Inner Athlete is extremely passionate about this. I just had a 2-day retreat with our executive team and all of our GMs for the sports that are happening, and they're so excited about the Limitless community, and they're so excited about the global opportunities we have. Literally, we are getting phone calls every day from opportunities of sports organizations and et cetera that want to plug this in, and think about how powerful that's going to be when we can bring more and more into this ecosystem of all these different sports. And by the way, like you said, football is just the beginning. Every sport has the opportunity, but corporate athletes, and how about just to be a peak performance of your own health and well-being? I mean, what if we could bring this to the masses? And I think that there might be some opportunities for that. So it's just cool, man. Really cool.
I love it. Well, no, I was just going to say, I remember Edward when we did the biological age analysis, the
Oh
cellular
yeah, yeah, yeah,
analysis.
yeah.
And because guys, Edward's been living this, incredibly healthy lifestyle and for a while, for his whole life. And it was evident, right? When I think my cellular age was older. I was older than my real age. But Edward was like 30 years old, right? He's like like it was incredible. It just the proof that at a cellular level, right? The impact that our lifestyle choices are making. But what's really incredible is the ability to tap into that and reverse that. And anyway, it was it was cool.
Well, and what's amazing, because I know there's a lot of providers and practitioners and science-based people that are listening and watching this audio video right now. This is all backed by science. Like, this is all backed by NIH science. It's all backed by research facilities globally we're working with. Like, this is the real deal science. And the reality is that most physicians, providers, and et cetera don't know about this technology because, like I said before, the application of technology, when something new comes out, it typically takes around 5 to 10 years before that gets put into the commercial space. So we've been able to take all those things, accelerate those, bring in the best of the best. And by the way, we've got a couple other really cool pieces of technology that we're getting ready to bring to the table for phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, that if you think this is crazy, I don't want to sound like a pitch guy, but wait, there's more, because it really is amazing what's coming down the pipe. So there you go.
It's
Guys,
incredible.
yeah, we talked yesterday, last night, just like a few hours ago, right? With
Yeah.
you, Dr. Greg, Ilya, Jeremy, and I, we were on a call, and the time came in and you start talking about how committed you are, which has made me so excited because we three of us, we are so committed to make this the biggest success, the history with the Limitless community. And you start saying it, guys, if you like, you're so committed, and I know a little bit your background and your history, you're the fighter. If you committed to something, we go to the end.
Yeah.
So it's just, the reason I bring this up, this is a very big part of the whole business. It's not just the health, because if you have no health, there's no business. It doesn't matter there's no football, there's no business, there's no tokens, there's nothing, right? You need to have focus, clarity, health to perform that, right?
Yeah.
And your commitment and
Yeah.
our commitment together, and our leaders, our limitless leaders that we have commitment, we're gonna conquer the world. We're gonna make it so strong, so powerful.
Yeah.
I'm so excited, guys. We have more announcements coming soon that we're not announcing right now, but specifically around this area right here, which is gonna make this blockchain sports Limitless through the roof.
Yeah.
Jeremy, sorry, you were gonna say something.
No, I love it. It's the alignment. I think it's why we've been able to do so much as a community is the alignments that take place, right? And there's such an alignment with Dr. Eric's vision and what he's doing and the purpose of our community. There's such an incredible alignment there. Guys, this is so big for any person who's participated in any of the founders packs. This project is a massive win because it's going to just feed the blockchain and really empower that side of things. For those participating in the IRL, the in real life side of this business, that's currently the $25,000 package. There's a limited supply there. You get to actually up to 50% of all of the profits, 40% to the contributor, 10% in the residual reward plan. We get to back this project. We get to stand behind this project and be a part of launching a whole new era, a whole new generation of health science and technology to the masses, to the world. More information coming soon. So guys, lots of big things happening here. Dr. Eric, we love you, man.
I love you
We
guys.
feel so connected, kindred souls, spirits, vision, and man, excited about what the future holds, brother.
Well, all I got to say is I'm so excited to be in this group for such a time as this, because like Edward said, now is the time to take this to the world. And, to your point about commitment, I know that doctor in Latin means teacher. I want to teach, reach, motivate, and inspire as many people in this community so that they have the words to say, the understanding of what to do to help communicate this to footballers, to doctors, to whoever that's out there. Because once people understand this happens every time. Once people understand this, they go, oh my gosh, every athlete I know needs this. And then they start thinking, I need this too. So that will happen if you explain this simple, and it really is simple once you understand it. And I'm fully committed to helping this community do that to the best of my abilities and then some.
Love it. Awesome.
Yeah,
Ilya.
this is actually sorry. This is actually part of the passive income for this business for blockchain. This part is a passive income in the future. It's not just like a one time.
Yeah.
This is going to be years after years. And there was a question. We were doing a small call with leaders. I don't remember who, and there was a question asked. They asked me, what do I think is like my personal opinion, which category of blockchain sports would bring passive income or like returns the first? And my answer was this specifically health part, and they were all surprised, and they go like, oh wow, we thought you were going to say talking or something else, but I was saying specifically about this part. And the reason I said it, because Dr. Eric, you already have all of this is not under development. This is already exists and been used and practiced, and now we have it. And there's nobody has this. Another thing, it's not like there's a lot of choices, so you go and shop around and choose. This is it right here.
Yeah, you're totally right. I mean, it's all ready to go. And again, when we like, I was just in I was in a, I don't want to say where I was, but I was at a professional facility in the US talking about this, and they were so excited about it. It's almost like, the competition it's creating. Everybody wants to be involved with this on a professional soccer level. And by the way, the doctors that are on our advisory board, Harvard trained doctors, Boston University trained doctors, all of our stuff is getting publications and written up. I mean, the science behind this is so solid, and we have some of the best doctors and providers that are coming in sports medicine that says this is what we need. So it's a really exciting time to be involved in this.
Ilya, you need to renew your visa again. I think your visa is expired, right? So you could come, so we could go together visit Dr. Eric again, But I'm coming to you. I'm coming like next week or so. I'm gonna arrange, me and the whole family will come,
Very good.
Absolutely. And plus, Dr. Eric, you said so usually it takes 5 to 10 years, right? For anything new to pick up, right? So I feel with this technology, it can happen like in 1 or 2 years. I think it's going to be very, very fast.
Very fast. I mean, very fast. I was beyond blown away, surprised by how well the information was received when we spoke about this in Dubai, and then the amount of attention that it got globally after that. It literally blew my mind. That's when I knew Ilya, that this was the right timing and the right ecosystem to launch this, and it's going to happen fast. Well, the data that we'll have within the next 8 to 12 months by itself, the value of that will be astronomical, like ridiculously astronomical. And we're going to be so far ahead of everyone out there, because you guys all know that imitation is the greatest form of flattery. Everybody's going to try to create this, but we're going to be 10 years ahead of everybody else on this because we've already been doing it for so many years. So very exciting.
No, this is very exciting.
Yeah.
Incredible. Well, guys, if you haven't yet pulled the trigger to become a founding member with the Limitless and Blockchain Sports Project, take action. This is a great opportunity to be a part of an incredible platform. Today, we talked about one of the categories, one of the projects that's utilizing this blockchain, that's prepared to do big things. Many, many more projects that we're going to be announcing and discussing in the weeks to come. But when you become a founding member, you get two different benefits. You get the digital benefits by being a node owner. This includes the minting of the Atla coin. This includes validating transactions on the blockchain and earning the Atla coin, the native coin for this layer 1 blockchain built by the Blockchain Sports team. And then the second benefit you get is you get royalties in the real world projects. And those include the scouting platform, the clubs that Blockchain Sports is partnering with, acquiring, raising up, and then the category of health and sports science technology. There's also a category for technology R&D. We're going to be doing a webinar soon about the VR technology and the gaming platform that's being created right now within Blockchain Sports. Even entertainment, even the reality TV shows and documentaries and live events and things that are being created. So all of this can be included. You can earn royalties from all of the real world businesses inside of the project. But this category is the one that's in our hands right now, 100% ready to go. Already being placed now in clubs and around the world in the soccer football arena. And it's big. It's really, really big. So if you're not at that fourth tier, the $25,000 tier, lock that in. That gives you access not just to Inner Athlete, but to the whole category of products that are coming through sports science and health technology. But guys, this is an epic project. Make sure you're a part of it. Dr. Eric, man, appreciate you, bro. We could, I think we only made it to like 1/3 of the slides, right?
Sorry, man.
We got it. I know what I'm saying. It's so much incredible information. We got to do this again.
Yeah.
And continue to dive into what you have. But thank you everybody for tuning in today. Ilya, you haven't gotten to say a whole lot today. So you want to share some closing thoughts today?
No, I feel like I'm not the smartest person on the call, so I kept quiet. I'm just kidding. No, Jeremy, we gotta wrap it up because we're talking more than 1 hour. I think I feel like even now people sending like private messages, right? People want to get this presentation, so I think we'll be able to share if Dr. Eric doesn't mind, right? So this is first, and secondly, I feel like Dr. Eric, you will be one of the most desired speakers in our community. So I'm pretty sure that we'll line up more calls in coming weeks with you again, right? So
happy to do
talk
it.
more
Happy
about
to
this
serve.
technology. Yes, and I really appreciate what you do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right, everybody. Have a super day, evening, rest, whatever it is for you, wherever you are in the world. And let's rock and roll. We'll be in touch soon. Thanks, Dr. Eric.
Thank you.
Thank you.